every anime antagonist explained.
The Tyrant is
my
a classic
favorite
in the world of anime
I am the
antagonists,
Tyrant.
filled with power-hungry maniacs that are dead set on control and dominance. Often in a
Oh,
position of
Chads.
power, they believe their way is the only way. If you oppose their way of thought, you must be prepared for a
Man, that look
fight,
is
as they're
awesome.
always ready for one. These tyrants are immensely prideful, and many of them have a massive god complex. Some examples of tyrants I found in anime are Kaido and Doflamingo from One Piece, Father from Full Metal Alchemist,
I think this is the best. Come on.
and lastly Frieza from Dragon Ball. Tyrant villains are usually ridiculously powerful, plus they're usually
I think everyone after this one,
by
it doesn't
an
count
army of
anymore.
loyal
This is the
minions.
best.
Tyrants force the protagonist to break their limits. Take Frieza for example. He pushed Goku so hard that he transformed into the legendary Super Saiyan, which at the time was thought to be nothing more than a myth. Frieza
The best scene ever in Dragon
also
Ball.
rules over many legions of loyal minions with his overwhelming power, which ends up making Frieza believe he's unbeatable. Tyrants always underestimate their opponents, and because
That's
of that,
right.
they're
That's
usually
how you should operate in your life. I always underestimate everybody.
defeated by determination or the power of friendship. The redeemed villain is a trope
the power
that
of
showcases
enemies.
character growth and moral complexity. These antagonists undergo a mental transformation
Yeah,
and
Vegeta is the
transition
best
from being a bad
to
guy
this.
into being a good guy. Some examples of redeemed villains I know of are Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z, Greed from Full Metal Alchemist, Gaara from Naruto, but the villain I believe to go through the best redemption arc is
Sasuke.
Meruem from
Okay.
Hunter x Hunter.
Okay,
Initially,
it's the picture.
a ruthless Chimera Ant King bent on world domination, Meruem's interactions with Komegi sparked a change within him.
Okay, this is the best villain ever. I have to say this.
Wanted to
This is
defeat
my favorite villain.
the champion of every board game to prove his superiority over the humans. But everything went wrong for Meruem when he met a short blind Gunki master. Basically, Meruem just kept getting defeated by Komegi in every single game they played. He began to develop real human emotions as he protected
This is the best arc in anime.
Komegi when she got attacked. He finally understood the true nature of his power, as he realized that power should only be used to defend the weak. He vows to destroy the system and the concept of inequality from the world. With this power, he probably could have done it if he hadn't gotten nuked, that was.
He
Although
was very nuked.
his redemption arc doesn't make him fully innocent of his past crimes. It shows you to appreciate the value of personal
And
transformation.
the funny thing is, that guy is I think 6 days years old. I don't think 6 days years old. I don't know.
Even in the face of irredeemable
This guy's a
actions,
baby, and he's like doing all those difficult choices.
Throwaway is a type of anime villain who only appears for a short arc or just a few episodes before being defeated and never seen again.
Okay.
Sometimes throwaway
I
villains
was wrong, man. This is the best type of villain ever. I love the bound villain. I think he's
have
awesome.
enough backstory to make them
I think the
seem
Tyger from
interesting,
Naruto
but
is
not enough
awesome.
to make you care. Throwaways even appear in fillers
Oh my god. This episode, come on, man.
where they'll get defeated by an ability you'll never see again. Some examples of throwaway
Yeah,
villains
the
include
best.
the various Hollows in Bleach, Neighbors from World Trigger, and the random dumb filler villains from Naruto.
What?
These villains
What?
usually have a gimmick or unique power, but they're ultimately forgettable and easily defeated. As a matter of fact, you couldn't even be bothered to
The
remember
robot
if they had names
Naruto.
or not. A major example of an anime with tons of throwaway villains is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. In Stardust Crusaders, apart
Okay,
from
80% of the villains are
Dio,
just
I swear, they all just got
random
defeated
guys.
in an episode or two, never to return again. But unlike in other anime, JoJo's does throwaway villains right. Each antagonist, despite brief appearances, boasts unique stand abilities, memorable
Yes,
designs,
always cool.
and quirky personalities
Yes.
that leave lasting impressions. Some of these characters even make a lasting impact on the story. But hey, not every villain can be a world-ending threat, right?
The tragic villain
But
was
I think JoJo does this the best, and I think this is
a very common
good for
trope
JoJo.
or antagonist whose reason for being a villain was due to some form of trauma or sad
All Naruto
backstory.
characters.
These characters often attempt to bring out sympathy from the audience, making it hard to tell if they're a true villain or a decent dude with issues. Think of Obito Uchiha from Naruto Shippuden. In the past, he was a good kid with great friends and mentors, but unfortunate situations and
Man,
misunderstandings
how can you get smashed only half of your body?
Standings.
Exactly, imperfection. This doesn't make sense. How
Yeah,
this
from
is
Naruto
what?
situations and-
How this is possible? Come on, how this is? Oh, what? Where?
great friends and
Ugh.
yeah, from Naruto Shippuden. In
How
the
this-
past, he
how
was a
is this
good kid with
possible?
great friends and mentors, but unfortunately
How is this possible? To die like this? Oh my god.
Situations and misunderstandings caused him to feel betrayed and led him down a dark path. Eventually, he became one of the most powerful and feared villains in the series, but he was driven by a twisted sense of justice and a desire for power. The tragic villain trope is compelling because it raises questions about the nature of good and evil. Are people inherently good or evil, or are they shaped by
I think
their
this type
experiences?
is good.
Zare from Fairy Tail is another great example of this trope. He was orphaned at a young age when dragons killed his family and was cursed by the god of life and death. This curse granted him immortality, but also caused him to uncontrollably kill everything he cared about, which forced him to live secluded, and he was eventually feared by all as a villain.
I think I have this power sometimes.
Whether he liked it or not. The tragic backstory often reveals itself gradually, adding layers to the villain's character as the story progresses. But overall, the tragic villain trope
Zareth is the best villain in Fairy
adds
Tail ever.
complexity to anime storytelling, making us question the villains and their motives. The manipulator villain trope includes
Now we're talking.
who excel at controlling others through deception, psychological tactics, and strategic planning. These villains are often several steps ahead of the heroes, orchestrating
It's
complex
Kira too.
schemes from the shadows. Aizen from Bleach perfectly embodies this trope. As a master of illusion and deception, Aizen
The
manipulates
best illusion he's done is the hair illusion.
both allies and enemies.
He chose to hide his hair, his style. He has style.
His
His hairstyle.
plan decades in
This is the
advance and
illusion, man.
adapt
You can never trust someone who hide their real hairstyle, you know?
unforeseen circumstances is crazy. Manipulator villains often possess exceptional charisma and persuasion skills, which help them easily sway others to their cause
Poor
or even
Denji.
create doubt among their allies. Manipulators are gods at creating intricate plans, which can end up exploiting
But
weaknesses
Denji's life was so bad that this manipulation is good.
and insecurities. But most impressively, they can quickly adjust their plans and account for different contingencies when necessary, not even considering the fact they may have crazy abilities. Using Aizen as an example again, he literally manipulated the entire Soul Society, grew stronger just by sitting in a damn chair for years, and I remember the time when he literally stopped Ichigo's theme song with a single
Man, he had the whole realm from demons in Hueco Mundo, and he was just like sitting there doing nothing. This is the real Chad. He was doing nothing.
That was after Ichigo had his whole MC
He
training
just
arc, which
rested.
is insane. Manipulator villains are incredibly
that.
engaging and add layers of complexity to the plot, keeping viewers on their toes and constantly guessing. The Yapper villain is an antagonist who just can't seem to stop talking.
Okay, Nagato is not the Yapper.
These villains love, and I mean love, monologuing, often at the most bummy moments, derailing the action to spout lengthy speeches
All Dragon
about
Ball
things like
villains.
their motivations, backstories, or even evil plans when the MC is at their whim. Nagato from Naruto Shippuden is one of the first people I think of. When Naruto found him inside the tree, and despite his dying condition, Nagato still launched into a sad backstory monologue, and I swear it felt like it
But I
lasted
don't know, because he didn't have any, like, anything to do.
multiple
Like, you're surrounded.
episodes.
like-
Other notable Yapper villains include Aizen, Frieza, and Light, all of which are prone to long-winded explanations.
Okay,
monologues, and
Aizen's
boasting.
the... Oh
Yapper
my
villain trope
god, Aizen talks so much.
serves several purposes in storytelling. It provides an opportunity for character development by offering insight into the villain's motivations and backstory. It can also be used as a tool for plot
Nagato
exposition,
yaps.
explaining complex plot points or revealing hidden information. In some cases, it can even build tension by creating suspense or
But I
allowing
think
heroes
I
time
think
to
that in the case of Pain, I think everything he talks is so important to the story. So I don't think this one is bad in the case of Pain, because
regroup
everything, all the philosophy of this word, he's talking about that.
charge and
So it's not
Although I admit
wasted.
that this does provide insight into a character, which some may enjoy learning, it can also bring the plot momentum to a screeching halt, and is sometimes just boring to listen to. These long speeches in a fight wouldn't even make sense, but I guess there's no stopping the monologues, other than skipping forward in the episode for a few years.
Is the
No, are you
destructive
crazy? I want to hear all the
villain
monologues.
is motivated by deep-seated desire to obliterate existing order, destroying everything in their path.
Oh my
often
god,
because of
that is the
personal trauma
villain.
or profound disillusion with society.
The
Examples
Nokutan
of
villain.
destructive villains are Nagato from Naruto Shippuden, Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan, but the destructive archetype is best shown through Shigaraki from My Hero Academia. Shigaraki's main goal being to destroy hero society and rebuild a new society from scratch, which is often a common theme among destructive villains. His ability basically allows him to disintegrate anything he touches. He even uses decay ability to destroy 1/3 of a city.
Man, imagine if he loves someone and he, oh my god. If he has a wife, oh my god.
Perfect definition of a
If he has a
destructive
little dog, oh my god. If he, oh my god,
villain
no,
with his
the
goal
little
and power
dog.
being about destruction.
If you put a little dog and he start petting the
He
dog,
sees hero
oh,
society as
shit.
ignoring those that it can't protect, allowing problems to accumulate over time, and thus he must destroy everything. The busted villain trope involves antagonists who seem utterly invincible. These characters make their defeat seem impossible as they toy with their enemies and do whatever they want. Some examples of busted villains are Sukuna from Jujutsu Kaisen.
I think the bomb girl from the Chainsaw Man movie she's like that.
Spiral from Gurren Lagann, Madara Uchiha from Naruto, and Yuwa from Bleach. First, let's go over Sukuna, as he embodies this trope pretty well. Hailed as a king of curses, Sukuna's raw power alone allows him to overwhelm every skilled Jujutsu sorcerer. During the Shibuya arc, he finished Jogo without him realizing he was dead. Immediately after that, we see Sukuna fight Maharaga, and he had control throughout the entire fight. Heck, he even looked like he was having fun. I mean, he's known as the pinnacle of sorcery, the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer of all time. Similarly, Yuwa from Bleach embodies
Okay, this one is the most overpowered character I've ever seen in my life.
His power to alter the future and grant himself any ability he desires is just way too broken. He has so many abilities that some power scaler sites ban Yuwa and fight debates. Haven't really caught up with Bleach,
this character
so I have no
is
clue
bizarre.
how Ichigo is beating that guy. The sadistic villain is an antagonist who gains pleasure from inflicting pain and suffering on others. These guys don't just cross the line.
Wait, is Dio sadist?
Vault over it and set it on
he
fire
is.
for fun.
He is.
Examples of sadist villains are Rikako from Psycho-Pass, Doflamingo from One Piece,
Yeah,
and
this
let's
one
not
is.
forget the poster child for anime sadists, Dio from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Dio
Man, the first evil thing he did was kicking a dog.
rebels from tormenting others, whether it's physiologically manipulating his own adopted brother or turning a mother into a vampire and forcing her to eat her own baby. His cruelty knows no bounds as he
And kissing
delights
the
in
girl.
the anguish he causes. In part 3, Dio is shown as a complete maniac. Instead of just topping time and killing everyone with his stand, he wanted to have a little bit of fun before defeating them, so he could inflict as much pain as possible. But Dio's sadistic nature eventually led to his demise, as he severely underestimated Jotaro.
Alright, it's time to talk about the rival. That character
Sasuke.
who's not quite the villain, but definitely not your buddy either. These guys are like that one friend who always has to one-up you, except they're trying to one-up the main character and maybe just destroy them in the process. The rival is that reoccurring antagonist who just can't seem to leave our hero alone,
Who's
challenging
my rival? I don't know.
them to fights and usually trying to prove something. And in some cases,
I think
they
my
aren't
rival
just
is
some bad
myself.
guy. Instead, they often have abilities eerily similar to our MC. It's like looking in a mirror, except if that mirror was constantly trying to outdo you in everything. When I think of rival, the first thing that comes to mind is Gary from the Pokemon series or Vegeta from Dragon Ball. Gary in particular was
Who
directly
cares about
stated
Gary?
as Ash's rival and was always
Who cares
one step
about
ahead
this
of
guy? Oh, what?
Ash,
He was
with a smug
meditating!
grin and even a whole damn cheerleading
He was
squad to praise
meditating!
him. What I like the most is that the rival doesn't just stay static. They grow and evolve alongside our hero, almost as if they're on parallel journeys, like two sides of a coin. They constantly push both themselves and the MC to new heights, well, until the MC gets a crazy power-up, leaving them in the dust for a bit. But they always manage to bounce back. Sometimes in a twist, the rival can even become an ally. Love him or hate him, rivals are here to stay. But regardless,
I don't hate
rivals
him. I think rival is
usually
good.
make things interesting. So why wouldn't you want them?
Rival is
around?
I think
Alien
rival is
villains
a
are
very
threats that
nice type of enemy,
come from
like somebody who's like the same
beyond
of
our
you.
world from who knows where to wreak havoc on humanity. These are the villains of cosmic or incomprehensible origin whose very existence defies human understanding, which makes them all the more terrifying.
Okay, this is
Think of the
this one
angels
is
from
good.
Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Oh my god, the angels! This is the perfect concept because those angels are all very weird and you don't know if they have a consciousness. You don't know if they think about something or they're just things doing things. You don't know anything and they don't explain if they have consciousness or if they know something. No, you don't, just think like there are things that are there and the lack of explanation is good.
Alien, towering
Because just
creatures
bizarre
that seem
and
to
weird.
operate on a completely different plane of existence. Their motives and methods are so alien that the human characters struggle to even comprehend them, let alone defeat them. Or how about Boros from One Punch Man, an intergalactic pirate that came to Earth seeking the ultimate challenge, his power and ambition dwarfing anything the planet had ever seen at the time. Like, it literally took
Okay,
four
but this guy, at least this guy, you understand. He has a human mind to think. See if you think about it. He wants to conquer the people and the world and the universe, like Frieza and other villains. But the angels from Evangelion, you don't fucking know.
as heroes to
what
fight
the fuck are
Melzagard,
that?
who was
Is this?
Boros' third strongest lackey, and Melzagard would have likely taken out a couple S-classes if he just wasn't an idiot. Regardless, the alien trope taps into our deep-seated fears of the unknown. These are threats that don't play by the same rules as us, that come from beyond the stars. They're the stuff of nightmares, powerful, unpredictable, and utterly indifferent to the fate of humanity. And let's not forget the sheer scale of these villains. When an alien threat emerges, it's not just a city or a country at stake, it's usually the entire planet or even the entire universe. Personally, I love alien villains. When you see one descend
Hey,
from
yeah,
space,
me too. I love the destruction of the
the stakes are
universe.
cosmic, the battles are epic, and a sense of dread lingers in the background. Lawful villains in anime often present a fascinating contradiction. They're evil, yet adhere to a strict code or system. These characters
Akainu
bring
is the
order
best
to their
one to-
villainy,
oh my
making them
God.
both terrifying and oddly respectable. Examples of lawful villains include Akainu from One Piece, Yukiyara from Bleach, and Esdeath from Akame
I don't know if
the Kill.
Rukuro is like
Esdeath,
that,
the
but
Empire's strongest general, embodies the lawful villain archetype pretty well. From a young age, she was forced to follow the philosophy taught from her father, that only the strong survive, and the belief was further strengthened when she became the only survivor in her clan. She applies this philosophy consistently throughout her life, which is also why she's on the side of the corrupt Empire as a general. The Empire gives Esdeath the autonomy to act judgment against the Empire's enemies. In her military career, she commits numerous atrocities in the Empire's name. Her main motivation as a villain, I think, is to live in a world where the
God,
strong thrive and the weak perish, as that is her way of life. Her
man, how bizarre you need to be to want somebody licking your foot. Ugh.
personal law, as one might say.
The necessary evil is a trope that blurs the lines between good and evil. These villains believe their actions, though
Itachi.
morally unacceptable,
Oh my
are
God.
essential for a greater purpose.
That is really this type.
Often take on
The
the
necessity,
role of villain.
and then he's the necessary because the Hokage wanted to kill a whole generation of people, and that's it.
Willingly, sacrificing their own moral integrity to achieve a nobler end. Lelouch from Code Geass is a perfect example of this. He's a complex character who uses his Geass powers to lead a rebellion against the mighty Britannian Empire, just so he can create a better future for his sister Nunnally. But in order to accomplish this feat of defeating them, he must sacrifice himself, assuming the role of a villain. In a way, Itachi Uchiha is very similar to Lelouch. Sasuke believes his brother was evil for most of his adolescence.
Come on, if you kill your aunt, because okay, he started killing the generals of the Uchiha clan. Okay, but then he started killing all the kids and the old ladies. Come on, this guy's a douche. This guy's a douche.
But it was actually the opposite. Itachi had no choice.
I don't buy this one. I don't buy this one. This guy's is innocent. Oh my
Slaughtered
God.
his entire village to prevent a civil war, which had the potential to kill a lot of people. But the only person that he couldn't kill was his own brother Sasuke. Although they're seen as villains in their worlds, they both ultimately sacrificed themselves, not just for
He
the
was like, oh my God, he was trying to save everybody. Oh my God. You're saving everybody, killing the old lady.
world, but for the people they care about the most. The weirdo villain is a trope that's all about being, well, weird. These villains are just plain bizarre, often with motivations and behaviors that defy explanation. Like that one elf dude from SAO Season 2 who kidnapped Asuna, or Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter.
Man,
This guy's
SAO Season 2 is so bad.
master of weirdness. Hisoka's motivations are all over the place and pretty much unknown for most of the story, and his actions are super
Hey, he's just a
questionable.
perv.
He's a villain who's more interested in having fun. Not to mention, Hisoka's just a downright pedo. He was
Yes.
walking behind Gon and Killua, and yeah, we'll just end it at there.
The pure evil villain
And
are
they
the
animated this 2 times.
bad guys who are just bad for the sake of being bad. No tragic backstory, no redeeming qualities, just pure, unadulterated evil. They're the ones who make you
That
shiver
guy.
just by walking into the room. They're the embodiment of malevolence, often driven by the
Oh my God, this enemy is perfect.
desire to cause chaos, destruction, or suffering. These villains don't need a reason to be evil, they just are. They're like the final boss in a video game, the ultimate obstacle the hero must overcome at all costs. Some examples of pure evil villains include Naraku from Inuyasha and Johann Liebert from
Yes,
Monster.
Narako is very
Naraku
evil.
is responsible for nearly all major atrocities, tragedies, and negative events that occur in the Inuyasha series, and Johann is a sociopath that wants to erase himself from existence, which includes erasing every person he's made contact with. These characters are the epitome of darkness, leaving a trail of devastation without
this
a hint of
guy is
empathy.
just
They
a
show no signs
psychopath.
of
I don't know,
redemption
it's
or a
just
desire to
bizarre.
change their ways, remaining committed to their evil goals to the very end. But hey, sometimes you just need a villain who's evil for the sake of being evil. They remind us of the classic good vs evil battles and give an MC a worthy
Yeah, I don't
adversary.
think the pure evil thing is bad. I don't think it is bad because you have forces in nature and in the universe that are just bad. They're just evil. And that's it. The nature of some things are just evil, and that's it. So I don't think this one is bad.